So, have you ever walked into a networking event, taken one look around that crowded room, and just immediately wanted to hide in the bathroom? Yeah, we've all been there. Or maybe you've struggled to turn a casual introduction into a meaningful professional connection. Well, welcome to this explainer where we are going to completely summarize and unpack the ultimate science-backed toolkit from Vanessa Van Edwards' incredible book, Captivate. We're going to break down the hidden rules of human behavior so you can basically stop guessing and start navigating literally any room with total confidence.
Here's our roadmap for today. We're going to cover 1. Hacking interpersonal intelligence. 2. The social game plan. 3. Mastering the first impression. 4. Sparking memorable conversations. And finally, 5. Decoding personalities and emotions. This is your exact framework to map a room, spark deep connections, and decode the people around you in just a matter of minutes.
All right, let's jump straight into Section 1, Hacking Interpersonal Intelligence. We really need to look at how the author herself started out, because she wasn't some natural-born extrovert. She actively struggled to connect.
In fact, Vanessa Van Edwards admits, and I love this quote, "I'm a recovering awkward person. At school dances, I'd volunteer to watch the punch bowl." I mean, how relatable is that? But it brilliantly illustrates a key point. Effortless social grace isn't just some innate, magical talent you're either blessed with or you're not. It's actually a highly specific skill set that can be studied, analyzed, and hacked, kind of like a math test. You absolutely do not have to be a naturally bubbly extrovert to win people over.
Think of PQ, or interpersonal intelligence, as the ultimate social lubricant. It's the science-based ability to refine your behavior, your interactions, and your relationships so you can easily navigate social dynamics. Building your PQ allows you to understand the totally predictable patterns of human psychology. It means you can finally stop navigating conversations blindfolded and start intentionally shaping your relationships.
Now, this isn't just about making friends at parties, right? There is a massive financial return here. Get this, research shows that individuals with high PQ earn an average of $29,000 more every single year compared to those with lower interpersonal intelligence. Why? Because they know how to negotiate effectively, they build client trust in an instant, and they seamlessly navigate tricky office politics. Mastering these skills is a real, quantifiable career advantage.
Which brings us nicely to Section 2, the social game plan. Let's explore how you can construct a flawless social strategy before you even step foot into a room.
You can instantly level up your social game just by refusing to attend what Vanessa calls survive locations and strategically placing yourself in thrive locations. Look, if loud, crowded bars completely drain your energy, your fakeness is going to show. And research proves that people unconsciously detect and strongly dislike fake enthusiasm. Play your position. If you're an introvert, stop going to massive happy hours. Make your networking domain a quiet coffee shop where your natural energy actually thrives.
By understanding this timeline of human connection, you gain a huge advantage. It's not random. It starts with those highly pressurized first 5 minutes. That's where you spark conversations and build instant likability. Then it transitions into the first 5 hours, where you're decoding people and deepening those casual connections. And finally, it rolls into the first 5 days, where you build meaningful influence and forge profound, lasting bonds.
So, how do we win that initial phase when we first arrive at an event? That's Section 3, Mastering the First Impression. Let's look at exactly what happens the very second you walk through the door.
I want you to think about this question for a second. How long does it actually take for someone to form a permanent first impression of you? Before you say hello, before you hand over a business card, their primitive brain is already asking evolutionary questions. Are you a friend, a foe, or an ally? The answer is honestly kind of shocking. Just 2 seconds. Harvard research proves it takes a mere 2 seconds for someone to evaluate your warmth and competence. They're instantly calculating if you're friendly and if you're capable. And these split-second snap judgments are based entirely on your nonverbal cues, and they are almost never revised later on.
But you can completely hack those 2 seconds by deploying what's called the triple threat. First up, always keep your hands visible. This instinctively proves to our primitive lizard brains that you aren't a threat. Second, adopt a winner's launch stance. Keep your posture open and expansive to project competence. And third, maintain about 60 to 70% eye contact. That specific amount is the sweet spot that triggers the connection hormone oxytocin without, crossing the line into creepy staring.
All right, once the nonverbals are dialed in, we hit Section 4, Sparking Memorable Conversations. It is time to absolutely disrupt those boring, predictable conversational scripts we all tend to rely on.
Just notice the massive contrast here between energy-draining small talk and dopamine-triggering big talk. Instead of asking that automatic kind of soul-crushing question, "So, what do you do?" try asking, "Working on any personal passion projects?" Instead of a generic, "Where are you from?" ask, "What's your story?" When you do this, you are literally lighting up the novelty and pleasure centers of their brain. You're creating chemical sparks that make them genuinely enjoy talking to you.
And to guarantee you stand out even further, use this highly actionable 3-step name game so you never forget an introduction, because hearing our own name triggers immense brain activity. Number 1, meet and repeat the name out loud immediately. Number 2, literally spell it out mentally to visualize it. And number 3, anchor it. If you meet a Matt, instantly picture him standing next to your childhood friend, Matt. It locks the name right into your memory.
Now for the advanced tactics. Let's move into Section 5, decoding personalities and emotions. Here is how to deepen the bond by learning to accurately speed read the hidden emotions of the people you're speaking with.
You're going to want to look out for these 7 universal microexpressions. These are split-second involuntary facial flashes that reveal someone's true feelings, and they completely transcend culture or language. For example, if you pitch an idea and you catch a one-sided cheek lift, which is the universal sign for contempt, you instantly know you need to change your approach, regardless of what they are actually saying out loud to you.
Combine those facial cues with the Big 5 Ocean Personality Framework: openness, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. When you figure out if someone is high or low in these 5 core traits, you can stop forcing your own personality onto them. If someone is highly conscientious, give them all the details they crave. If they're agreeable, focus on teamwork. You're tailoring your communication directly to their unique needs. It's basically a behavioral cheat code.
Now that you have this toolkit, I want to leave you with one provocative question today. Which of these science-backed hacks are you going to test out in your very next interaction? Are you going to consciously keep your hands visible when you walk into a room? Or maybe finally swap out that boring small talk for a dopamine-triggering question? Pick just one. Go test it out in the real world today and watch how it transforms your connections. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep learning.